So third-party support on the Switch 2 kinda sucks. At the beginning of this month, I went to PAX West 2025, and they had a whole section dedicated to just the newest upcoming third-party support, including Silksong, and that was what most of the crowd was there for. And I tried 3 of the upcoming AAA third-party games to see what the performance was like. I tried Borderlands 4 in docked mode, Elden Ring in handheld mode, and then Final Fantasy Remake in handheld mode, and 2 out of 3 of those ports sucked ass. And the thing is, we were promised high performance with this console. Launching with a port like Cyberpunk 2077 and seeing what it's capable of, and then going to this performance, I don't know, it kind of makes me worried for the future of third-party support. Because stuff that runs good like Cyberpunk and the new WWE 2K26, those are ports where the company actually took time and created a port specifically for the Switch 2 to run good specifically on the Switch 2. This isn't just a company putting the same game that they launched on the PS5 and it running perfectly on the Switch. They had to put some time into this. So the first thing I tried was Elden Ring in handheld mode, because that's what I was most excited about. And ironically, this was the first third-party major studio game that was announced for the Switch 2. When I heard on Twitter that it was running like trash at Gamescom, I was like, I need to go try this myself. So that's the first thing I went to. Right away, they told me that there's a new exclusive character class that you can choose specifically for the Switch 2. So that gave me some hope. It's like, okay, there's some different stuff. And this is not just the regular Elden Ring port. This is Tarnished Edition, whatever that means. First off, just walking around the world, nothing feels off so far. Obviously, it's not 60 FPS. I don't even think it's 1080p, but it's still playable. It feels like what Skyrim was on the original Switch. The minute I walked in front of a somewhat big enemy or boss, the game just was chaos. Dropping frames, I would press something to hit the character and there was just input delay. The game was trash. But at the same time, not trash enough to the point where it's unplayable. Just like, you definitely would only want to play this on a tiny screen. The surprising thing to me was just it didn't feel good to play. This was something they must have planned months ahead for the launch of the Switch, because they announced this port at the first Switch 2 Direct, but it kind of seems like not that much attention was put into this, or they just had a challenge last minute to port it. I don't know what's going on, but this did not run good. Second thing I played was Borderlands 4. I don't like Borderlands. My only experience with Borderlands was probably a sprinkling of Borderlands 2 on the Xbox 360 when I was little. I'm not a fan. I even played Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and that game was trash too. So immediately going into Borderlands 4, I don't know why I chose to go play it. I think it's just because I didn't want to play Hades, because that kind of looks boring. And Silksong had like a 2-hour line, even though the game was going to come out the week after. I don't understand. So went to Borderlands, immediately hated it. Just walking around, I don't like how this game feels. It feels like there's hella input delay. I don't even like the guns in this game. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like what the graphics look like. I don't like any of that. I don't like that the characters since the first game have like an outline around them. I think I'm just an overall Borderlands hater. For whatever reason, I even went to see the movie, and that movie was trash too. The only good thing about that was Jack Black. But yeah, not only did this game not run good on the Switch, it just isn't a good game. So I'm not even gonna try to review it, because I'm just gonna give an unfair and biased opinion on it. But if you're a Borderlands 4 fan, maybe you'll have enjoyment. I don't know, you should go try it. Lastly, this is the only game that ran good, surprisingly. I've never played Final Fantasy Remake ever. I always thought that it was just a turn-based RPG, so I never really gave it a shot. But the remakes, I didn't know, are like slightly turn-based, but more so you can actually hit your enemies by mashing a button. So this was my first ever experience basically with the brand new Final Fantasy games. And this game actually ran like a straight up PS5 port. This is what we're asking for third-party support. Final Fantasy Remake right away started out with like a hella nice looking cutscene. I was hella surprised by how good this looked. And it's just a cutscene, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go into the gameplay and it's gonna be hella trash. Then going into the gameplay, I forgot I was playing on a Switch 2 tablet. I really zoned in. It looked like it was running at maybe 40, 50 frames per second, but actually playing this game, fighting a big boss, fighting an environment with this big challenging boss, which would probably not run good on most hardware, it ran perfectly on the Switch 2. So this is a true third-party port. This is what we're asking for. A true, basically PS5 to Switch 2 conversion. Final Fantasy Remake was like surprisingly the only enjoyable port I played at PAX. I thought I was gonna at least like Elden Ring or something, but no, none of that ran good besides Final Fantasy Remake. But yeah, other than that, at PAX they had the third party section, and then across they had a whole section for all the first party stuff. So I think they were showing off just Kirby Air Riders and the new Pokemon ZA. I played Kirby Air Riders. Wasn't really a fan of that game either, but I'm not gonna give my opinion because I never even played the original game. So maybe if you were a fan of the original, you'll have a good time with this, but I just thought it was way too fast paced for me. That game gave me a headache, so I'm not even gonna attempt to give my opinions on that. But yeah, those are just my overall thoughts on the third party stuff I played at PAX West. My hopes for third party support on the Switch 2 kind of died with these ports. Final Fantasy gave me some hope that maybe some games could be ported perfectly. I'm still waiting for Halo Master Chief Collection to be ported on this freaking console. It's the perfect port from Xbox. Hurry up already. But other than that, I'm not gonna have high hopes anymore. I'm not gonna have delusional hopes. I'm just gonna be patient and wait to see what happens. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but in the background is Universal Studios. There's Mario World right there.